Hi guys, it's Will here from Intrinsic Dev. Just going to give you a quick overview of our new current products core curtains module that we've developed for Crestron. Just to show you the basic setup, how to get the module, and answer a few questions and queries that you might have. So, as with all of our drivers, you head over to our site intrinsicdev.com, find the driver, and then you download or purchase a driver, whatever's required. On all new files, we have a direct download link, so you can download the latest version of the module from here. In an upcoming release, our modules are automatically going to tell you when there's an update available. For Crestron, this will show up as a line in Toolbox whenever you connect to the site. So obviously, we've already got the license key here for this particular module, so I just click the download button to download the files. To save time, I've already done that as well. When you download the files, they come in a folder called Release, and inside that Release folder, you'll find a folder called Simple Plus. And this has got all of the gubbins which we're going to need. Now, in here, we already have a full demo program, but I'm just going to walk you through a little setup of one, and we'll pretend that that doesn't exist. So let's jump over to Simple Plus, and as you well know, let's create a new simple program. We'll call it CPC Demo, if we can spell it correctly, and we'll put it on main, and our test processor here is going to be an ARM-C3. Okay, so that's started up there. Now let's create a folder and save it into there. So just for ease, we'll put it on the desktop and create a new folder, also called CPC Demo, and jump into that folder, and we'll save this here as CPC Demo as well. So let's click save on that, and if we just minimize that, and we can open that new folder, CPC Demo, with our simple Windows file in there. Now, the current product core module is actually several modules, so let's just drag them over, the ones that we need. We have the master module. Drag that in. We need one master per setup. We have a single motor module. We have a dual motor module, and we have a group module. And then the important file not to forget is this CLZ or CLZ, depending on where in the world you come from. And this CLZ has all of the vital information that the rest of the modules need in order to function. So critically important to make sure that one's copied across. Okay, now that's over there, let's refresh the project, resync the project, so that those modules should appear down here in our symbol library on the left hand side. And now obviously I've copied these to the same folder as the SMW file. You can stick them in your normal user modules library, in which case these modules will then show up in this user modules folder instead of the project modules folder. My personal preference is I like to keep them along with the project directly there. So as you can see, that's now synced across, and in here we've got our current product course, dual motor, group, single motor, and the master module. So if we go to our logic, and let's just insert a subsystem to keep things tidy, let's call these sample curtains. So, as I mentioned, every installation needs a master module, and that master module is going to need a license key, which I'll have just here. Let's not save that. So I'm just going to paste that into there. It's also going to need a username and a password. So I'll just enter those in there. debug status is the level of debugging that's going to be coming back into Trace. Typically, you're not going to need any debugging unless there's a problem, in which case you can then select incoming, outgoing, all messages, or a dev message, which we use if we're trying to support you if there's any other problems. You also need to populate that signal there, the refresh devices signal. Now the module automatically refreshes the devices itself. However, if for some reason you require a more frequent polling or you require an instantaneous update, this signal here can just be pulsed to trigger that function. So that's our master module set up. That's our main communication sorted. Okay, so our next step that we need to do in this particular installation, we have a dual motor module. So just drag that in there. And what we need to do is enter the device name exactly as it appears on our app for this. So in this instance, our device is aptly named test curtains. This is on the current product core curtains app that you will have on your iPhone. And simply by entering that, the module does all of the lookups internally and pulls out all of the information that we need to know. So all that's left on that module then is to populate the signals. So we do that just by pressing Ctrl Shift and B. There's a nice little shortcut there. It took me a lot longer than it should have done to discover that one. Yes, it's incredibly handy. So now that all of those signals are populated, we've got coming in the motor 1 position and motor 2 position. So this is if we want to set the two motors to any position. It's an analog value. We get feedback of the current position coming out over here. The battery level, the ID of the hub, the name of the motors. Again, this is all interrogated from how you've set it up inside the app. The device name, the device type, and the description. I'll just show you a single motor. We won't use one here in this example, but a single motor, exactly the same principle, but just with one motor, as you'd expect. And then the other option we have is a group. So let's just drag a group into here. So works in exactly the same way. We enter the name of the group that we're trying to control. We can go to a set position in the group. We get out the group numerical ID that comes out and the hub ID and the description. And that's, again, is whatever description you've entered into the CPC app. But we're not going to need that for this little setup. So we'll just remove that symbol and we'll remove this single motor symbol. So now we've got all that done, we're just going to compile that project. And we'll transfer the file. Okay. Now, obviously in a real world scenario, you're likely to be linking these symbols to your graphical interface. For this purpose of just demonstrating how it's all working, I'm just going to go to the toolbox so we can see the signals start to populate. So let's just get that so we can see everything that's going on. And let's also get toolbox to actually refresh itself. And let's resync there. Okay, so that's now just starting up. Now when you first connect the module, it basically, as you can see through this text, it's cycling through various functions. It's discovering the devices that are there. and we've found the name of the groups, we've found the name of the units, and then we should see on this side everything's populated. So you've got the battery level has come in. We know that the device is a dual track drapery. The device name was test curtains, and the device type is a dual silent track. Hub ID, the names of the motors, so motor 1 is the shear motor, motor 2 is a blackout motor, and we've got the 2 positions that the blinds are currently at. So as I say, these will be linked to your graphical interface to show the curtains going up and down. That's pretty much this module. So for every curtain that you wish to add, if you were to have, say, another room on here, say room 2, and room 2 could have 3 separate windows. Let's say one has a single, one has a dual, and another one has a single. And that's literally it. We just add those additional modules, one module per physical unit, populate it with the name and the information. So simply stick in the name, so front window, perhaps, whatever you've called it in the CPC app, and that's it. So I hope this video has given you a quick overview really of how to set things up, and hope it's answered any questions. But if you have anything else, just head on over to our website intrinsicdev.com/support, and you'll be able to view various bits of knowledge base info and to submit any other queries or questions that you may have regarding this. Have a good one.